Alex, with the increasing amounts of email noise and distraction from social media, do you have any secrets to staying focused?
Well, one of the ways to stay focused is to have a countdown timer. And the key to having a countdown timer is something called prime time. My days are set up in prime time segments of 50 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
So what I do is I first know that I'm not an evening person. I'm a morning person. So by knowing that, that's very, very important. I also know that I'm a finisher. I'm also a starter, but if I were to be left with the choice between starting something and finishing, I'm not really a bright, shiny object person. I'm a finisher, and I like to complete things that I start. That's how I cope with stress. That's the way I cope with overwhelm. That's my coping mechanism. So in the morning, what I like to do is finish things. And the way I finish things is I set a countdown timer first thing before checking email, before checking voicemail, before checking Facebook, before checking LinkedIn messages, Google Hangouts, anything. I set a countdown timer to 50 minutes, 50, and I knock off all the distractions. I turn off my phone, I turn off my email so I can't even hear new email coming in. There's 0 distractions. Remember, too many distractions means too many things in the foreground. And if you want to complete a lot of tasks at the same time, you're going to fail. So we have to complete tasks like a computer one at a time. So what I do is I complete as many incomplete tasks in that 50-minute period as possible. And so that gives me a surge of confidence in the morning. It allows me to protect my confidence because I'm strongest in the morning. Before I begin, I have one primetime productivity hour. After the 50 minutes is up, I take a 10-minute break. And then, if I want to go on another one, I will. If I don't, then I'll check email and do whatever it is that I have. I may have an appointment at the time or a phone call. But nothing gets in the way of my early morning prime time. I like to put 3 of those together a day. On a very productive day, I put 4 of them together. If you're just starting on this, it is very difficult to put one uninterrupted, undistracted hour together. And by the way, the 10 minutes is just as important as the 50 because the 10 minutes is where you carry around an idea journal because all the ideas, when you've stopped being productive, pop into your mind. And that's where you write stuff down. And those end up becoming other to-dos for future productivity time. I've done this now, and I've taught it for about 12 years, and I think it is one of the secrets to my success because by putting things aside and not being interrupted by anything other than completing tasks, then that ends up protecting my confidence for the day. So if I do have a fire I have to put out, if I do have a complaint I have to handle, if I do have a problem child, client, prospect, team member, whatever, supplier, then I have the willpower that hasn't been drained yet to do it because I feel proud of that productivity time I put together at the very beginning of the day. That marks and sets the mood for the day for me.